me. I like that. When I was young, I had 2 pair of leaves. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm sewing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? I see you later. Here come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Wow, why you punch me in my face? Stay in your place, play your position. Here come my intuition. Go in this nigga pocket, rob him while his friends watch it, and hoes clock it. Here comes respect. His crew's your crew, or they might be next. Look at they man, big man, they never try, so we roll with them. Stole with them, I mean loyalty. Niggas bought me milks at lunch. The milks with chocolate, the cookies, butter crunch, 80 lunch, 80 lunch. Long as I got stuff for most of them soft. Even when I was wrong, I got my point across. They depicted me the boss. Of course, my orange box cutter make the world go round. Plus I'm fucking bitches ain't my homegirls now. Start stacking, dabbled in crack, gun packing. Nickname Medina, made the scenes, took my Ninas. From gym class to in-glass, pass off for global. The only nigga with a mobile. Can't you see like total? Getting larger in waist and taste. Ain't no telling where this felon is heading. Just in case, keep a shell at the tip of your melon. Clear the space. Your brain was a terrible thing to waste. Realizing to master enterprise, and I ain't have to be in school by 10. I then began to encounter with my counterparts to how to burn the block apart. Break it down into sections. Drugs by these selections. Some use pipes, others use injections. Syringe sold separately. Frank the deputy, quick to grab my Smith & Wesson like my dick was missing. To protect my position, my corner, my layer. While we out here, say the hustler's prayer. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand, put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Motherfucker. 88. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Never been as broke as me. I like that. When I was young, I had 2 pair of leaves. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm sewing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? I see you later. Here come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Wow, why you punch me in my face? Stay in your place, play your position. Here come my tuition. Go in this nigga pocket, rob him while his friends watch it. And hoes clock it. Here comes respect. His crew's your crew, or they might be next. Look at they man, big man, they never try, so we roll with them. Stole with them. I mean loyalty. Niggas bought me milks at lunch. The milks with chocolate, the cookies, butter crunch, 80. Long as I got stuff for most of them soft. Even when I was wrong, I got my point across. They depicted me the boss. Of course, my orange box cutter make the world go round. Plus I'm fucking bitches ain't my homegirls now. Start stacking, dabbled in crack, gun packing. Nickname Medina, made the scenes, took my Ninas. From gym class to in-glass, pass off for global. The only nigga with a mobile. Can't you see like total? Getting larger in waist and taste. Ain't no telling where this felon is heading. Just in case, keep a shell at the tip of your melon. Clear the space. Your brain was a terrible thing to waste. Realizing to master enterprise, and I ain't have to be in school by 10. I then began to encounter with my counterparts on how to burn the block apart. Break it down into sections. Drugs by these selections. Some use pipes, others use injections. Syringe sold separately. Frank the deputy, quick to grab my Smith & Wesson like my dick was missing. To protect my position, my corner, my layer. While we out here, say the hustler's prayer. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand, put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Motherfucker. 88. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Take a better stand, put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit.
Yo,
What's up, guys?
what is going on, guys? What's going on? You know, man, we got a lot of things to talk about. We got a lot of things to talk about, bro. We got to talk about this duller episode of AEW Dynamite we got tonight. We definitely got to mention that. Or Wednesday night. Collision. Not really much to talk about on Collision. It is, I don't want to do it to them too early, but I guess people are just busy on Saturdays, man. So it was a little harder to catch this week, but I did catch the show. Not live, but I did catch it. And it was all right.
Yeah.
SmackDown. SmackDown, a lot of people,
Oh,
in my opinion, should have been praising the Bloodline segment, which people did. But hey,
what's up?
but
What's up, guys?
a lot of people should have been praising the Bloodline segment, but what we did get was a lot of hate towards SmackDown, and we're going to talk about all that here today. And bro, the
Yeah,
fucking shit we watched tonight, dude. If you tell me that that is not Vince McMahon coming back in charge, I don't know what is. I have a list of things that Vince McMahon would do that happen on tonight's show. And
fuck.
I could only make an excuse for why these happened for one of them. One.
Mm.
The other reason, I have maybe two, maybe one and a half. The other reasons, I have no idea why they happened tonight, and it screams Vince McMahon dementia all over my fucking television. Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. We got a lot of Vince McMahonisms tonight, and boy, that was that's not good. That's not good,
No,
man. It did,
that's never
Logan.
good to see.
It really did. It screamed Vince. It screamed Vince, man. It genuinely did. But other than that, man, yeah, a pretty, aside from the Bloodline, duller
Yeah,
week of wrestling. Monday Night Raw obviously gave us a lot of talking points, man, and then Dynamite gave us a couple as well. SmackDown's interesting. SmackDown's interesting to talk about, and we're going to talk about that soon. But obviously, first we're going to go over AEW Dynamite, man. But was there anything else you had to say about the week?
yeah, man. It's Saturday for Collision is a weird one for me because I see a lot of people really like it, and they say it's like better than Dynamite live, and I could definitely see that. Not from like who's on the show personally, because half those people I got a problem with, but I think from like quality wise, it looks like a more, story and vibe heavy show, man, and it's
Yeah.
what the company needs to be as a whole, man. But I'll never be able to watch it. I'm busy on Saturdays, man.
Yeah.
I don't get the day off on Saturdays, man.
Yeah.
I was able to get it off for Wednesday, not for Saturdays, man. So
Yeah.
it's tough always watching that shit, man. But yeah, this week has been pretty dull, other than Bloodline, and apparently a bunch of negative points tonight, man. So we'll get into them.
Yeah, no question. I think for Collision, I think one thing you should really do, and this is the only thing that like is a little weird for me, is I feel like the places they're going to are like smaller markets, and I feel with it being on a Saturday night, you would want to bring it to like a bigger market, and I'm assuming we'll see a little bit more of that when they come back to the United States, but yeah, like a lot of the, like, for whatever reason, like when that week Ethan Page cut that promo last week on Collision, the crowd just felt really kind of like small. It felt,
Yeah, it doesn't feel like the main show.
yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. I also think that episode was taped, so maybe that's another reason, but I also think what's going to benefit them on a Saturday night is going to like huge, like nothing but huge markets when you go back to the US. So you go to big cities, you do not bring this show to Corpus Christi, Texas, or Wilkes Barely Alive, Pennsylvania. Don't go to those places because it'll ruin the vibe of the show. But in terms of the vibe itself, I like the people that are on the show. I think they picked an interesting crop of talent on the show, and it makes it for a different show. I do like the more story-heavy feel. Bullet Club Gold is fucking annoying, so that's a given.
Yeah,
There are
they're
some
my least
annoying
favorite part.
acts. Yes, there are some annoying acts on the show for sure, and it just so happens that BCG is the like biggest heel act on the group, and they just don't do it for me, bro. Like they just don't do it for me, to be
No,
honest.
I don't like
Um
him at all, man. I really don't.
yeah, Jay White looks like a loser standing next to all those guys. It just
Oh,
yeah, it's just not doesn't do it for me, bro. It really doesn't.
no, and I definitely get that, Logan. Most people, if they aren't working on a Saturday night, they're probably with, friends or family or doing something, dude. I said it when, they planned it. They should never put Collision on a Saturday night. They should have just put it on Friday night and have it and compete with at least just one of the hours of fucking SmackDown, because at this point, why not?
Yeah.
I think you'll be getting the same ratings you're getting now anyway.
Yeah, and that's the thing too is like, there is a chance that, this shit bumps in the winter because people that do have weekends off, can just kind of chill out and
Mhm.
watch Collision, but like the summertime, it's gonna be a little rough, and it's it's I mean it's a nice time slot, it's Saturday night, I mean it is a cool time slot to be in, but you also got to think about, your consumer and kind of
Exactly.
their their availability too, cuz like Sir K said, if people do have the weekends off of work per se, um if people do have the weekends off of work, odds are they don't want to cut their night early at 7 o'clock to watch wrestling. And we all love professional wrestling, but like, dude, I mean, what the fuck, man? I mean, people, people want to hang out with their friends and family or whatever. Not everybody. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, Saturday Collision is probably going to be good every once in a while. You don't have nothing to do
Yeah,
on a Saturday night, and you're like, oh, cool. Or maybe it's cool to attend live because it's something to actually
it is
go do
Saturday.
on a
Yeah,
Saturday night. But in terms of like watching it, I mean, it's gonna be a little hard to get people to take that time slot out on a Saturday night. So, yeah, man, I don't know, but it's gonna be rough for the summer. I will tell you that, and it looks like it is being that way.
yeah. From those ratings always see on Twitter, man. At that point, genuinely, like I said, you might as well just compete it with SmackDown on Friday.
Yeah, 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 absolutely, absolutely, bro. So anyway, Uh, guess let's go ahead and jump right into the intro, man. So, what is going on, guys? We are back with yet again another edition of the Notorious podcast, and this is another edition of Notorious Unscripted, man. This is episode 151. If you guys did miss last week's 4th of July special, the 150th episode of Unscripted, um, as well as the news from this past Friday. Yeah, obviously, like I said, we celebrated 150 episodes of Unscripted last week. And if you guys did miss this past episode of the news, I also want to thank you guys for a fantastic turnout on that. That yeah, completely blew my expectations out of the water. So thank you guys for that. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns still planned for WrestleMania 40, and Ronda Rousey leaving the WWE soon. We talked about all that good stuff and more. And yeah, not to gas it up or anything, bro, but if next week, of course, a bunch of shit dropped Saturday, and we got a lot to talk
Really.
about already. So yeah,
Friday's gonna be a hell of a show, man.
for sure, bro, for sure. So yes, if you guys did miss both of those are available for you guys on all platforms. That is Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. And if you want to see it first, join us right here every Monday. Every Monday after Monday Night Raw, and every Friday at 4 p.m. Central for the news and Unscripted, man. So with that, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on some of the official Notorious Heels podcast merchandise, you guys can now find this live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this very video and in either mine or Sir K's social media pages, man. You have all 8 of these beautiful designs and more on the merch shop. You got the Chicago flag design. You got the Uncrowned Kings of the IWC, the Biggie-inspired design, the base logo, the best-kept secret to the IWC, the Riddler-inspired design. You have the 3 versions of the Notorious World Order shirt. You got the Chicago flag design, which you see on your screen. You got the classic black and white, and you got the Wolfpack red. The Grand Slam design, the scratch logo, and the only community that matters. And like I said, there also is more available on the merch shop for you guys, man. So with that, man, like I said, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on this, you guys can now find this live on the merch shop, and either link is at the top of the description of this very video, or in either mine or Sirkay's social media pages, man. So with that, if this is your first time watching, guys, do not know who we are here at the Notorious podcast. I am Johnny Mayhem, one half of the host of this very show. And as for the other half, we got my man Sirkay here. How's it going, dude?
Going good, man. Going good. Just been chilling out, man. Just been chilling out. Just chilling. Bought a car. I did that. Paid for it today. It sucks to see that money leave, man. But I had a car, so that's awesome, man.
You know, man.
Was
God, I remember when I bought mine, man. Just the car or like 50 wrestling figures, so it was tough. But anyway, continue.
I swear to God. But yeah, man, and so that's awesome. I just checked earlier on my All Elite crate. It didn't even get a shipping label yet, so
Me neither.
it'll probably be the fucking Friday show where we
Yep.
fucking unbox it. And if it's any later, I'm gonna be pissed. But
See,
mhm.
oh, real quick, sorry to interrupt you, but what I hate when they do that is I hate when they pick a Friday to send them out, because USPS doesn't do anything over the weekend, and then they look at it Monday, and then it goes into effect on Tuesday. Mad annoying. And then it doesn't start actually moving until Tuesday. Annoying, bro.
Exactly. It's so annoying. Might as well just wait till fucking Monday. But yeah, I'm doing pretty good, man. Like Toronto always asks, man, how's life? How's the family? Life's good, man. Family's good. How's everybody doing in chat, man? Logan, Wizzo, whoever that might be. How you guys doing, man? Yeah. How you guys doing, man? And what about you, bro? How are you doing?
Yeah, man. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good, bro. Just here. Yeah, yeah, dude. Yeah, man, I'm pretty good, man. I'm pretty good. I gotta mention this for our man Logan, Mr. Logan. This is one of the things I've done. So, I purchased the Ultimate Edition Cody Rhodes. I actually got a really good deal on it. People are reselling it at like $140. I got it for $115. So it was about as low as it's gonna get, at least for now. So I was able to snag one up. So I got that coming on the way, which is super sick. Was gonna order my Bloodline, but then I found out that the Usos are on back order until mid-September. So
Yeah.
I got a little bit of time to sit on that, I guess. But damn, that hurts, bruh. That hurted my soul, considering the other date was early August. And I always do that. I'll be like, oh, I got time to order this shit. And I don't. And I don't have time to order this shit. And I was going to order it. I was going to order it one night, man. We were all talking. And it just, I went on to Ringside Collectibles. And I was like, wait a minute. What the fuck? And I realized it said mid-September, so it genuinely irked my soul. But other than that, bro, I'm good. And nothing too much is going on, bro. Nothing too much is going on. Just, yeah, other than that, dude, nothing really at all. But, just getting excited. We got SummerSlam coming up, so that should be heat. That should be heat. I'm excited for that, man. So, yeah, dude, yeah. So, yeah, but again, yeah, nothing too crazy, man. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, I gotta, yeah, the Usos and Elite 103 Roman Reigns are next. I actually just picked up Gunther. I found him in a store, but now I gotta get Zesty Rick because I need the Intercontinental Championship because it's just not gonna sit right seeing him in the case with no championship. It's
No,
just,
definitely.
yeah. But man, it's so weird seeing that one next up to my Walter figure because I just miss when he looked like that. Like, you imagine how beast he would be on the main roster? NXT
Oh,
Walter,
dude,
the
that would be
megalodon of a
so
man.
perfect. I miss that. I really do.
I do too. I love Gunther. I think he's
Oh
great as
yeah.
Gunther. But man, Walter was just something.
I mean, it
Walter,
was just different, man.
he really was. That aura like I've never seen.
No, I
Anyway,
swear.
enough talking about the action figures, bro. Let's talk about the actual week of wrestling. So, AEW Dynamite. We get this white hot tag team starting the show. OC says they're on a historic run, or they're on a great tag team run. Those are his words. Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin are in the blind tag tournament. You know, it wasn't really blind until like the last couple of teams they started making because it was like it just looks so manufactured because like half of these people have like past beef type thing.
Oh, dude, it's like it's so cheesy. Like, and it's either gonna look really cheesy or really dumb when it's genuinely just taking two people with each other. Like, who was in that main event? It was Butcher and who did
Daddy
they put
Magic.
Butcher? Butcher and Daddy Magic. Why? Like, does that look more legit as like a blind tag? Yeah. Is it fucking stupid?
Is it
And
weird?
like, like it makes it's just a bad idea, man. You could have just did like a tournament bracket and only like one side of them were like blind tags or something. Cause I get what they try to do here with a bunch of people, but like it just looks stupid overall, man. It really does.
For sure. For sure. Oh yeah, also forgot to say what's up to Logan, Pops,
Yeah.
Wizzo Crizzo. How's it going, guys? How's it
That's
going? Thank you for being here, and obviously everybody that's watching on the replay. Forgot to say that. But anyway, yeah, it either looks, incredibly manufactured like Keith Lee and Swerve, or
Oh,
Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy happening to draw each other. Either that, or you get teams like Jeff Jarrett and Matt Hardy,
you hit
or
fucking rhetoric.
Daddy Magic and the Butcher. Lot of weird pairings on this show. These two teams aren't really, weird pairings, but there's a couple more we'll get into. So anyway, the show opens up with Darby Allin telling Keith Lee that he wants him to be the old Keith Lee, and if he has a problem in AEW, he can shut up and worry about it in the ring. Okay, so
It's not about, I hate to break it to you, Darby. It's not an in-ring problem. It's a booking problem.
yeah, yeah.
It's a
Well,
Tony Khan notebook problem.
it looks like Tony Khan is getting Keith Lee ready for the 3 week push because
A classic.
I don't know. I don't know what happened to this man Keith Lee all of a sudden, but all of a sudden, I guess Tony Khan seems cool with him. He had a match on Dynamite last week. He had a pretty decent showing, and here he had a fantastic showing in this match, if I do say so myself. I am always bitching about Orange Cassidy, and rightfully so, but this man
Yeah.
actually was like not horrible tonight. Like, he was doing his hands in his pockets thing, which I feel like he never does anymore. And he was just being
Never
annoying
does that.
and yeah, he was just being annoying and pissing off Keith Lee. And it was really nice. It was really nice to see, and it was fueling Keith Lee's anger, which made for a really great performance. And how cool was it seeing Swerve in Our Glory again?
Dude, dude, I know it's not Friday yet, but there's this funniest piece of news that I've ever fucking read. It's AEW planning to do a Swerve and Keith Lee match at some point.
At some
It's
point.
been a year. It should have been over like 6 months ago. Bruh.
This
Dude,
should have
that is
been over at
hilarious.
Revolution, right after or
Literally.
right before Keith Lee came back,
Literally, bro.
which is
Literally.
which is completely which is completely ridiculous because when they came back, the reason they didn't put them on the pay-per-view is because it was because the feud felt dead. Well, what did you think was going to happen when you keep the man off television for fucking 2 months? What'd you think?
Exactly, man. Of course he's not gonna get fucking over when he's not on television.
Yeah, people are waiting for Keith Lee to come back. People are waiting 2 weeks. All right, cool. Then people wait a month. And then it's like, all right, when is this going to happen? And then they're at a month and a half and people are like, okay, like what Swerve is running around doing nothing and Keith Lee's just chilling. And then you make people wait 2 months and by then the story is just dead. So what did you think was going to happen?
Exactly.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, when Hangman went out because his wife was about to give birth to his kid, what would you think would have happened if you kept him out for 6 months? What would you think?
The story would have been fucking dead.
Yeah, I mean, they kept Hangman out a month. That's okay. 2 months?
Yeah.
No.
No,
There's no
exactly.
way
No.
there's no way you let the other guy in the feud, trot around for 8 weeks not doing anything. Come on, bro.
Like, in the rare case where you find something to do for these people, all right, it might work. But he literally just basically just waited for 2 months doing nothing, just coming out with this. In the time Keith Lee was there to the time he came back, he got a whole nother version of his faction.
The Mogul Associates.
Like, bruh, fucking jobber affiliates, man.
Dude, they really were. They really were, bro. But anyway, dude, Keith Lee had a fantastic showing. I was very, very, very happy for him. I actually seen today is the 3-year anniversary of when he won the North American and the NXT championship. And 3 years later, he can barely get a spot on television. He had a great showing, and I'm very happy for him. But I cannot be happy until I start to see this man genuinely being featured on television. Because it's like, even when people go through slumps in AEW, the one thing about AEW is it's like, as long as Tony Khan likes you enough to consistently put you on television, like Jon Moxley. Like, think about Jon Moxley. Has he gone through some storyline slumps? Yeah, absolutely. There's points where he's felt, not dead, but kind of just floating. You know what I mean? But then there's guys like Darby Allin, who, yeah, Tony Khan likes him, but after his match with CM Punk, that man did not do a lick of anything. You know what I mean? And it's like he's never featured. You know what I mean? But as long as he's actually getting featured, I'll be okay with it, because that will let me know Tony Khan likes and cares about this man enough to at least put him on television and at least try to keep him in something. But when you don't even try with these guys, I mean, look at like Orange Cassidy, right? Before he won the All Atlantic title, doing nothing.
Exactly, man. Exactly. It's tough to see, man, because some people are just lucky in this company and they get remembered and they are there on a constant basis. Some people, man, they just don't do nothing for months.
Yeah,
Even when
so
they're there.
for sure. So to be honest, man, if Keith Lee doesn't if Keith Lee doesn't start being a regular on AEW television, like I said, man, there's guys that, if Tony Khan likes you, he may not always have a good story for you, but he'll at least always try to consistently put you on television, like a Daniel Garcia. You know what I mean? He's not always doing something, but Tony Khan always likes to feature him.
Always there. Exactly.
That has not been shown for Keith Lee. That man
No,
lives
no.
on Rampage.
Ugh, man. Oh, imagine your main show sadly being Rampage.
And
Good
another
Lord.
thing. if you're looking for baby faces so bad, which on Collision, they got a bunch of heels. They have a whole faction in BCG. They have Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs. You're probably looking at a Ricky Starks heel turn. Really, the only baby faces you constantly feature on Collision is what's his face? CMFTR. So
Yeah,
you didn't
and I
think
wonder
you could have
why.
used another baby face for Collision? Like another prime baby face?
Like Keith Lee would be perfect. He would literally be perfect for that role.
Yep. I mean, unless you want to do that for him on Dynamite, but Dynamite on
Yeah.
Dynamite, you got to think, dude, you got a lot of heavy hitters on Dynamite. You got Paige, Omega, the Bucks. You're about to get Kota Ibushi. You got Moxley, Danielson, Claudio. You got all these groups. You got Jack Perry. You got Guevara. You got Darby Allin. You got Orange Cassidy. You got all these guys. And you have a shit ton of baby faces that I just listed off. And on Collision, the baby faces that you like to feature is 3 guys: Dax,
Literally.
Cash, and Phil.
Fucking Phil. And I wonder why they're the most fucking featured. It's because of Phil.
It's literally. Sorry, I forgot about Roderick Strong.
Oh yeah, true. That's
Well,
wrong.
even him. I mean, he's on Collision, but he's not going to be one of their regular featured guys like CMFTR.
No,
They're literally the Ricky Starks for now, but dude, that's literally all you're looking at right there. Um,
exactly.
so OC and Darby Allin win. Keith Lee gives them the fist bump afterwards. Him and Swerve put on a great. I really miss those guys like accidentally hitting each other and stuff. Like, it was really sick. But then when they did hit their moves, it was pretty sick to see again, man. And that was a team. That was a team that I did really enjoy for their time in AEW. Very, very nice to see. But they did lose. And it was in a good effort. And I can just I literally cannot get excited about pushes in AEW anymore unless it's one of the guys that I know for sure TK likes. I can't. I gotta wait until I see some consistency within Keith Lee's booking. And if AEW has showed us anything, is that 2 weeks is not enough to get excited. I need like a solid 3 months of Keith Lee being featured to let me know that you actually are finally want to pull the trigger on this guy.
Exactly, man. Exactly. It's gonna take some time. Just with Tony Khan, man. With Tony Khan, you just gotta wait and see how these people turn out over like a month and a half. If it's a month and a half of like consistency, then they're gonna be fine. But if it's like the 3 to like 5 weeks gap of fucking the Tony Khan effect, where they actually get pushed and then they just disappear, well, we'll know for sure, man. But with Keith Lee right now, it's just a waiting game for us.
Yeah, for sure. So after the match, we get a video package by Darby Allin. He's talking about his good old friend Nick Wayne. He says, when I first started training wrestling, I was trained by Buddy Wayne, who actually has a son named Nick Wayne. He says, and we were there training, and Nick was just this little 8-year-old kid just running around in the ring with us, and they actually showed clips of Nick as a little child running around in the ring with young Darby Allin, younger Darby Allin,
Yeah.
and he said, but one day I got a text while I was driving, and the text read that apparently Buddy Wayne had passed away, and the ambulance just left his house, and his heart stopped. And he said he had this out-of-body experience where he just started punching the window, and he started punching the steering wheel. And that day he made a pact with himself that he was going to look over Nick and make sure that he succeeded. And it actually showed pictures of like Darby Allin like growing up with little Nick Wayne. Um,
That's
and
crazy.
he said when Nick was 16 years old at Defy Wrestling, he went there and he brought him an AEW contract. He said he told Tony Khan, "Have you ever seen Nick Wayne wrestle?" He said it wasn't a hire my friend kind of thing. He asked Tony to just see if he can watch Nick Wayne wrestle, and he said, "I think this guy needs to be in AEW." And at Defy Wrestling, he offered him a contract at 16 years old, and he is now 18, and he is ready for an AEW debut. And it was announced next week, I believe, it will be Nick Wayne versus Swerve Strickland in his AEW debut. Super super cool story. I like how Darby narrated it.
I really do.
And it was very well. It was very well put together for sure. I loved it.
Truly, dude. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm excited for him next week, or this week, technically. 2 days. I'm excited for him, man. That video package was awesome. It was really cool seeing how close those two are. And I really can't wait to see how he does, man. All I'm saying, though, never let this man. You're a Christian, man.
I,
We all know what's going to happen.
I,
Just never let him near him.
I was gonna say it, but I knew you were gonna say it, and you were the one who said it first. So, but boy, I will follow up on that and say, oh fuck, if this man Nick,
Dude,
please, good thing Christian is on Collision, cause fuck,
thank God, man. Because, oh my God, keep him away from that man. He shouldn't have to deal with that yet, man.
no,
Jungle Boy, he had it down. Don't do that to Nick Wayne, bro.
man, yeah, please, never let that man around Christian Cage for the love of God.
Please, no.
Um. Next, Jungle Boy pulls up to the arena, jumps out of his car, and they literally did the exact same segment they did last week, where Jungle Boy flees the arena while Hook is pissed off at him. Well, Hook actually got a few hits in this time around, but Jungle Boy just talked shit about Hook, and then he said he was going to Tony Khan's office so he could get a shot at the FTW title. I don't know why you would want that piece of shit, but whatever. So he said, he was gonna go talk to Tony Khan about it, and then Hook, as soon as he went to walk away, Hook started fighting him. Jungle Boy kind of pushed him off for a second, jumped in the car, and they drove away.
You know, what would be awesome? I think it's pretty lame he's going for the FTW title. But a cool thing they could do for heel Jungle Boy is have him win it and then just fucking destroy it. Right in, like, make Hook and Taz watch, like, on screen or something as he just fucking destroys that shit. That would actually be pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
It's not like it's doing anything anyway.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, and I mean, on one hand, I want to say don't send Hook to WWE, but on the other hand, I can't blame Taz for wanting him to go to WWE, because,
Exactly.
yeah, it's a
Man,
little.
oh man,
He's not
it's
gonna
rough.
develop, not on television. It's just not gonna happen.
No, not at all. Not
Just up
at all.
until now, he's getting in a feud with somebody who actually matters. So,
Exactly. Just that.
yeah, so next we got MJF and Adam Cole. This fucking guy Max, bro. He pulls up at the gym.
Fucking.
He pulls up at the gym and he's talking about Adam Cole. He's talking about Adam Cole. He's talking about how, they're hanging out today. But he doesn't know where he is. And Adam Cole comes out and he tells Max, "I've been doing cardio for an hour. You're late. Get in here." And he says, "Where's your Better Than You Baby shirt?" So he's talking to Adam Cole, and he's trying to get Adam Cole to hit the double clothesline with him in their tag match.
Roll ass move, bro. That shit is hilarious.
Dude, it is amazing. So MJF says, all right, can you give me a spot? Adam Cole says yes, and immediately pulls out his phone and starts playing while Max is lifting like fucking 180 pounds, probably plus a 20-pound bar. So he's lifting roughly 200 pounds on a bench press, and Adam Cole's just playing on his fucking phone, and MJF's just pumping it out. He tells him thanks for the spot. Adam Cole says sure thing, and then MJF gives this real nasty look, and then it just shows this fucking wrestling fan working out. This guy, he's like 600 pounds. MJF goes, psst, Adam. He goes, that guy is so fat. When he goes to the dry cleaners and gives them his pants, they tell him we don't do curtains.
Dog.
And then he goes to tell another joke, and it started off so funny. He goes, oh, bro Chacho, I got another one. That guy is so morbidly obese. and Adam Cole just said, and Adam Cole's holding back a laugh, which is hilarious. He says, Max, shut up, man. It's not funny. You can't say stuff like that. It's not funny at all. And MJF just has this like reality check where he's like, oh yeah, you're right, man. You're right. So he tells Adam, you want me to take some of this weight off? He says, you want me to take some of this weight off? Adam says no, and MJF's like, okay. So Adam Cole just starts pumping him out. He just starts pumping him out the same way MJF does, and he gets up, and he goes, okay, next thing, and MJF just goes, what the f... and it cuts off. Dude, what did you think about this, man?
Loved it, man. Loved every second of it, man. The start was great. MJF and this double clothesline is fucking hilarious. I don't know why he wants to hit a double clothesline so bad.
Dude.
Dude, when the camera cut to that fucking wrestling fan, I fucking lost it, dude. Because I already knew what was about to happen, dog. And that shit was hilarious. And then, after, fucking Adam Cole stopped him from saying that second joke, fucking Adam Cole just goes, you know who he reminds me of, though?
Tony
and they
Schiavone.
both just say,
I forgot about that.
And then Max just, says to himself, just, man, that guy is fucking gross. I don't know, he didn't say fucking, but, dude, loved every bit of that segment, man.
Dude.
I love the way they acted. I love the way MJF is, dude.
He had me at the first joke, but when you start a joke with that guy is so morbidly obese, you lost me there. Like, bro, I was like, bro, what? That shit, that had me dying laughing, bro. There's no way you start a joke with that guy is so morbidly obese.
Like, damn, bro.
Oh, dude. My God. Huh. All right, man. The next one. Remember how I told you guys we got a lot of weird pairings? Well, we got the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass versus the Bollywood Boys and the Blade.
Which makes no sense because trios aren't in a blind tag. It's just tag teams. Like, yeah, his partner is the Blade's partner. His usual partner is tied up already. But it wouldn't have mattered if he was tied up because it's a fucking trio. They could have got any singles guy. Like, this made no sense.
Yeah, for real. Yo, what up, Durante? How's it going, dude?
What's up, man? How are you?
How the hell are you, dude? Yeah, really weird. The Acclaimed and Daddy Ass picked up the victory. Afterwards, we got a promo from Harley Cameron. Harley Cameron. just being weird. She always makes
Let's
like
go.
these weird. She always makes like these weird like she always like changes her voice and it sounds really bad,
Yeah,
cringy.
she tries to do what a lot of the women like announcers do and like get that like tough voice, and I don't know. I don't care for it.
Yeah.
But you know what I do care for? Apparently tomorrow night, man, Bronco Nima and Lucine Price make their debut. Let's fucking go. Fuck
Dude,
yeah. I gotta tune in, man. Only
I'm
watch on the phone.
fucking stoked about the debut of Bronco Nima and Lucine Price.
Lucine Price.
Bruh. Um, golly. Uh, so she cut a promo on the Acclaim telling him she was gonna out rap him or something. I can't even remember. Just stupid shit. Just a stupid feud. QTV and the Acclaimed. This everything QT Marshall touches turns to shit.
The dude just sucks. Dude has a horrible creative mind. At least when it comes to to himself and his group,
Yep.
whatever he's in. Just cut him, dude. Just cut him. Cody's not in the company anymore, dude. Who cares?
Seriously, bro. I mean, for the love of God, they showed clips of Eddie Kingston beating Kenta. Kenta, ain't no way you have that much of a beef with Rocky Romero. You face, and no disrespect to Eddie Kingston, but you face Eddie Kingston, but you didn't want to come face CM Punk? Huh?
Okay.
Come on, bro. We got a John Moxley promo about on Eddie Kingston, which was very good. He was telling Eddie Kingston to stop living in the past and get over everything. So that was really good. They did announce that there's one open spot on each team for Blood and Guts, and Chicago Phil pitched himself for the
Dude,
BCC team. Did you hear about that?
that would be awesome, dude. Dude, I hope so. I hope the elite are down to that. I mean, I know they might be a little scared. You know, they might get chairs thrown at them and cheap shots, and technically it'll be legal in the match, man. But you know how Phil works. He'll be doing it for real. But
He's gonna be
dude,
fighting for his life out there again with Hangman.
dude, if he was fighting for his life against a basic ass match with Hangman, oh man, that man that man got, I guess he's got some balls. Apparently he's going into a death wish. But, dude, I'm down. I hope the Elite are down, dude. Imagine if it starts off with Punk and Hangman. Dog.
Oh my god.
He really will be fighting for his fucking life, man. I hope so. It'll be great storytelling. If not, I would be okay with Chris Hero on the BCC side.
Yes,
Um,
bro.
that would be my second go-to, man. Either him or Punk, it would be fucking amazing. And we all know who the Elite's gonna get, man. It's gonna be fucking Bushi, and I can't wait, dude. That's gonna be awesome. I'm actually more excited than I was for this match now that we got better people joining the match.
Dude, if Chris Hero debuts in Blood and Guts and starts knocking motherfuckers out, dude, oh man, that's going to be absolutely incredible. If you want to add anybody to that group, that is your guy, Chris Hero. Oh my lord, that man, oh man, that he is so good, and he's got a lot left in the tank.
He really does.
All right, man. Chris Jericho comes out there and he starts talking. This is actually a really good promo. He starts talking about how being over in Edmonton, in the Alberta region, reminded him of a time when he was young and used to travel the roads. He said he debuted in his first match an hour away from here. He says he was traveling up and down the roads, and it reminded him of a time when wrestling was everything to him. And he said, and then it reminded me that wrestling still is everything to me. And then Don Callis comes out. He tells Chris he tells Chris that he wants him to be a part of the Don Callis family. He said, "We made history 4 years ago. We made history 4 years ago when I was the mastermind behind Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho. And if it wasn't for that match, AEW probably wouldn't even be here." Jericho says, "Well, let's not forget who got you back into the wrestling business, because when you got out, I could tell there was something missing. There was something missing in you. I could tell that you missed the business, and I wanted to get you back into it." So Chris Jericho says, "So are you asking me to join your faction?" And Don Callis says, "Yes, I want you to join the Don Callis family." Jericho says, "I'm Chris Jericho. I don't join factions. I create them." He then says, "So my answer is maybe." And he walks away. Pretty good, man. Pretty good promo. Very, very good promo, actually.
It really was, man. I really like where they went with it, man. And I'm curious to see how it goes, man. At this point, if they're never gonna just take out, you know, Sammy and all the extra people out of the JAS, at this point it might be best for everybody if they just ended it. Like, they kind of was best for everybody that they just ended the Inner Circle, man. Sucks to see it happen again, but it looks like it's what's best, man.
Yeah. So, for sure, it definitely does suck to see something similar happen like this, where the group kind of just runs its course and it kind of falls flat. But I'm very into, because Chris Jericho is a guy who books his own stuff, and he books like 3 to 4 months in advance. So, like, as soon as he started this losing streak, I knew he had an end goal, and it's always very interesting to see what it ends up being. And yeah, this was really good. This was really good, man. And I hope he can do something that works best for everybody. Because I think we know by now, when things feel like they've kind of ran their course with Jericho's groups, or maybe when it seems a little too early to be like, oh, maybe this group could go for like another 6 months or another year, break them up now. Because you don't want this group to be like the Inner Circle, where they just have an awkward breakup and nobody looks good coming out of it. Everybody just looks like this thing just happened, and everybody just doesn't, like, nobody looks too good coming out of it.
Exactly, man. Exactly. So I hope something just in general, as long as it just improves the state of everything around him, I'm down with it, man. Whether he joins them or not, as long as it just gets better, I'm down for that, man. I really am.
For sure, man. So, yeah, man, we got a video package with Chicago Phil and Samoa Joe talking about their history. It's very nice. They talked about how, their feud runs deep, 17 years. 70 years. 17 years. Next up, we got MJF and Adam Cole versus Daddy Magic and The Butcher. First of all, Adam Cole's entrance was absolutely hilarious, with MJF fucking psyching himself up like he was Adam Cole.
God,
he was
shit.
He was being nice to the fans. He threw his gum on the ground instead of throwing it in the car. What am I talking about, bro? He threw his gum in the crowd instead of throwing it. No, he threw his gum on the ground instead of throwing his gum in the crowd. I was about to say it again. So he throws it on the ground, and he starts slapping the fans' hands as he's going down the aisle like he loves them. He does the boom. He does the boom, standing right under Adam Cole. Adam Cole goes to do Adam Cole Bebe, and MJF is just sprinting in a circle around him. Eventually drops down and does his little kneeling pose thing as Adam Cole does Adam Cole Bebe. But this man, Adam Cole, just looks so annoyed. Like, dude,
Oh,
what are you doing, bro?
dude, he is so annoyed by MJF, and it's hilarious, dude.
Oh,
They are
to
great
Jim.
at playing this up. Dude, they are so fucking good at this. This motherfucker Max keeps calling fucking Adam Cole during his gaming live streams so he could talk about making their finisher a double clothesline. That is hilarious.
One thing I really like about like MJF is whenever like you have these periods where you want him to play babyface, he can still be a heel, but like temporarily play babyface like he does now, and it's actually really entertaining stuff. So I'm telling
It's
you,
really
yeah, MJF is gonna get to a point where he's like Kevin Owens, and he just starts off as a heel, and he's just a fucking monster heel for like the first couple years of his career, but like eventually he could turn babyface and genuinely have like a really successful run because it's organic.
I think he really will, man. I think that could work in his character too, man. Because I mean, he's basically like one of the modern versions of CM Punk with the way he talks and
Yeah.
how much truth he speaks. And it's awesome seeing him enjoy the crowd. And even if you want to keep it in kayfabe and keep that going, just have him say shit like that the fact that the crowd loves him fuels his ass. And although he could be an asshole to people you know on TV. He loves the reaction he gets, man, and he embraces it. And that's awesome, man. And I don't think they're gonna, do any of that yet because he's still got to do, heel stuff they want him to do.
Yeah.
But I feel like he'll either do it in a couple years if he stays in AEW. I could see in like 2 years if he stays with AEW in like 2 years. I could see him transitioning over to that. Or if he does leave, I could see him coming back as a superhero, and then like a year later, just gradually turn into more of a baby faced for the crowd at least, because it's awesome, dude. When he's acting all fucking fake nice and shit, dude, it's some of the funniest shit he can do, man. Because he's such a condescending fucking asshole,
Yeah.
but it's just hilarious when he's just nice.
Yeah. Oh, it's fucking hilarious. Um so one thing I hope though is like I just hope they don't end up making Adam Cole look like a dumb baby face out of all this, you know?
I hope not. I don't think they will because already he looks like obviously annoyed. Like, we'll talk about it, obviously when we get onto the segment. But even at the end of the segment that happened on Wednesday, Adam Cole still looked pretty smart, which is good to see, man. And I hope they keep that up.
Yeah, I just hope they don't end up doing the Jey Uso thing where, Adam Cole like sniffs him out at first and he's like, dude, I don't like this guy, but like eventually as it goes on, he's like,
Yeah, this guy's
maybe
dope.
this guy's not so bad. And then he turns on him, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, cuz I mean with Max, dude, he's done it so many times. It's like Adam Cole has to see this coming. Um
Oh, he better,
hopefully.
man. He better.
Hopefully. But Adam Cole and MJF. The story of this match was MJF trying to get Adam Cole to help him do stuff. He had him in a stretch hold, and he was trying to get Adam Cole to pull his hand so it would stretch Daddy Magic a little bit more. So they're stretching him. They're stretching him, man, and Adam Cole's helping him stretch him. So they're stretching him together, and the story of this match was MJF calling for the double clothesline. He's calling for it. Adam Cole ends up just putting Daddy Magic away with the boom. Obviously, you can't give away the ending to the story in the first match. So obviously, I just have a feeling as soon as Adam Cole starts to like him, he's gonna hit the double clothesline, and he's gonna, as he starts to like him a little bit more. And then he's gonna turn on him, and I just hope Adam Cole doesn't look like a stupid baby face, with
I,
dumb
re-
baby face syndrome.
I really hope not, dude.
Yeah, so Adam Cole picks up the victory. MJF gets on the mic and asks him to hang out again. Adam Cole says, Adam Cole's kind of reluctant. The crowd, MJF gets the crowd involved. They want to see these guys hang out again. Adam Cole says, all right, sure, why not? He goes to get out of the ring, and then MJF puts together a whole birthday celebration for him. Confetti comes down. He's coming with the birthday cake. He lights it. MJF puts a fucking birthday hat on, and then he puts one on Adam Cole's head. And Adam Cole's just looking mad as fuck with his birthday hat on. He goes to make a wish. And then he goes to blow out his candle. Actually, he goes to talk, and MJF sticks one of the little fucking birthday whistles in his mouth. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So, as he goes to blow his candle out, MJF goes to shove his face in the cake, and Adam Cole scopes it out and shoves Max's face in the cake. And he kind of looks at Max, and he kind of smiles at him. He smiles at him, and he says, you know, man, I really appreciate you doing all this for my birthday. Thank you, my friend. And he walks off.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, I love it. Love the way that they're doing it so far, man. And I hope they do it all sensibly, man. Don't make Adam Cole look like an idiot in the end of this, man. But I'm loving what they're doing so far, man. This shit's hilarious.
Yeah. Or at least if you're gonna have this guy grow on Adam Cole, you at least need to have it come out of absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, get it to a point where you make even us believe, like, for a while that this is gonna be a thing.
Yeah. So after that, Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara confront Chris Jericho, and they tell him, you have a group already. What are you telling Don Callis maybe for? Jericho says, well, it's maybe. That doesn't mean yes, but it doesn't also mean no. He tells them, Renee tells them that Sammy and Daniel are paired up in the blind eliminator, and Jericho says, see, this is perfect. I cannot be around you guys to have you guys under my wing all the time. You guys are eventually going to have to be on your own. So he tells them they're eventually going to have to be on his own, or be on their own, and tonight should be a good start for them. And he walks away.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. I like I really like the sound of them moving away from Jericho, both of them, man. Obviously, for me, not as a tag team, but as just themselves. Let them go be themselves.
Dude, they literally just had a thing. They just had a thing where they just, like, did they just have Sammy Guevara fall back in line and that was it?
It fucking looks like it. It looks like they just gave up on that.
Like, what the fuck? Like, what is that? Like, dude, this man that makes absolutely no sense to me, bro. Like, you literally just had the perfect cop out to, get him out of the group any fucking way. And Daniel Garcia too, later last year, you had a great opportunity to get him out of there and branch him off as a singles, but you didn't. And here we are now, and these guys look like losers because instead of them leaving Chris Jericho, and looking even better for it, Chris Jericho is leaving them.
Literally, and telling them just to, you don't need me. I believe in you. Fucking set them free. Like, come on. Like, I'm great it's finally happening. Or it looks like it is, but, like, they should have did that on their own. Fucking months or a year ago.
For sure. For sure, man. Ruby Soho beats Britt Baker via the help of the Outcasts in the first round of the Owen. Okay. All right.
And at least Ruby won this time.
Yeah, for real. Too bad this feud is just dead in the water by now.
Literally.
And in the main event, Kenny Omega versus Wheeler Yuta. They put on a really, really good match. I really enjoyed this match. It was a very nice ending to AEW Dynamite, and I really enjoyed it. Kenny Omega did end up picking up the victory, and after the match, Konosuke Takeshita and Claudio came out and attacked him, and then the Bucks and Hangman came out to defend Omega. And as they went off the air, the Elite had the upper hand. Hangman was about to hit him with the chair, and Evil Uno, who people want to see as a mystery in Blood and Guts. I don't know who the fuck wants to see that. You want to see
That
Evil
would
Uno
be
over
tough.
Chris Hero?
That's insane, dude. People need to get checked.
Dude, people need to grow brains. So, dude, anyway, Evil Uno, grabs the chair from Hangman, and AEW production did the same thing I did when I seen the Dark Order, and they clicked off air.
Literally, dude. Boring ass Dark Order. This fucking turn is fucking 2 years too late.
Yeah.
Holy shit, you fucking waited too long. I don't care about any of these guys anymore.
No.
I don't care. Half of them are gone in general anyway. So just, man, like, good that they're doing this, but it's too late, man. It's too late.
Yeah. No question. So, and then on Collision, Punk came out and cut a promo about his history with Joe. There was actually a really good tag team match with Juice and Jay White against FTR. Really good tag team match. FTR lost, so they're setting up another match. I can't remember exactly what it's for, but they're setting up another match for the tag titles, I think, but I could be wrong. But yeah, so they're setting up another match with Bullet Club Gold and FTR.
Yeah, I think you're right, because that match on Saturday was, what the fuck does Tony Khan call it?
An eliminator.
Yep, it was an eliminator match, so if they won, they got a tag match, or they got a title match, and they won, so they get a title match.
Yeah. And other than that, man, CM Punk, Chicago Phil beat Samoa Joe, and after the match, Samoa Joe put him in the Coquina Clutch, and that was that.
Hell yeah.
That was it. That was it, bro. So yeah, man. I mean, that was it, man. That was all Collision really had going for it. SmackDown. Friday Night Bloodline. They sent LA Knight out after the show, and he got one of the biggest pops of the night. You did not put LA Knight live in Madison Square Garden? Are you fucking kidding me? That's another Vince McMahonism.
That really is, man. I don't know what he got over by himself, man. That's the biggest sin you could commit in this fucking company, man.
100%. 110%, bro. 110%. So, Grayson Waller had his debut match. Pretty good. He faced Edge. Edge beat him. Grayson was doing his rolling stunner thing, so he rolls in the ring, jumps up to hit the stunner, and Edge speared the fuck out of him. It actually looked pretty sick. And Grayson actually had a pretty good showing, if I do say so myself.
Good for him, man. Good for him. Good he can finally fucking wrestle again.
Yeah, I know he broke the hell out of his leg, I guess, in like his last match in NXT or something like that. So, yeah, fucking right before the call-up. Dude, the Bloodline, Tribal Court. Tribal Court, man. Dude, another great Tribal Court. I see a lot of people complaining that the Bloodline took up 39 minutes in the first segment, and then they had like the last 10 minutes of the show. Guys, I know SmackDown is on life support right now, and they have the Bloodline going for them, hence why we call the show Friday Night Bloodline, because they put LA Knight out after the show goes off the air. Dude, I see a lot of people complaining about this. Do not take this out on the Bloodline story. And I see a lot of people doing that. Oh, all they care about is the Bloodline. No. They gave the Bloodline time, and it's not the Bloodline's fault that WWE doesn't know how to properly put things on different shows, because if you only had 3 minutes for AJ Styles and Karrion Kross, I'm sorry, do the shit next week. Do it next week. What's it gonna hurt? Do it next week so you can give them 15 minutes. Why would you send them out there and have them wrestle for 3 minutes? Are you kidding me? You have Kross come out on commercial? Why did you need to do it that week? Why?
And imagine if people did that same interview with fucking Elite and BCC. You know, oh yeah, why are they even doing this? That's all we get. I'm sorry, it's the most interesting thing on the fucking show.
It's not their fault they were carrying the show for the whole entire year.
Exactly. And that's the whole point here. That's the whole point of watching this company at this point, is for the Bloodline story.
And what pissed me off was I kept seeing people use the word waste. That pisses me off, because WWE did not waste any time. Granted, what they did in the last 10 minutes, I have no idea. That was stupid. I'll admit that. They could have easily saved that for next week. Easily.
Oh, yeah.
That was a little weird. But I'm talking about the first 39 minutes of the show. If you don't think that was edge of your seat, compelling television, and if you want to call that a waste because WWE doesn't know how to move things to next week anyway, I mean, what's it going to hurt? Vince McMahon cancels fucking all these matches any fucking way, so what's it going to hurt if you move it to next week? Who is even keeping up with AJ Styles and Karrion Kross to care that much to where you start hating on the Bloodline story? I mean, seriously.
I think it was last week where you told me they were feuding. I had no clue what either of those two were doing until you told me that. Like, who cares? Why are they feuding in the first place?
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. It just irked me when I hear people in this community use the word waste when you come to the Bloodline story. Dude, appreciate this, because we're not going to see anything like this for a very long time. A very long time. Appreciate this stuff, dude. Fucking, it's not their fault that WWE doesn't know how to properly book a show. And what they did on this SmackDown, I agree with you guys. A lot of this shit was dumb as fuck. They did like this pump fake EO cash in that did not need to happen. They did, they gave AJ and Kross 3 minutes. Austin Theory was on the show, which is a blessing and a curse, because it's good that he's finally on TV doing something, but it's also, who cares?
Who cares?
So,
why is he still champ? That's the only thing I thought when you see his ass on TV.
Yeah, seriously, bro. Dude, do not use the word waste when it comes to this stuff, because nothing of this Bloodline story has been a waste. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. Not a fucking thing in this storyline has been a waste. Come on, people. Again, appreciate this shit while we see it, because we will probably not see anything like this for a very long time. And Roman Reigns and his whole entire act and the whole Bloodline act screams of people appreciating it more when it's gone than while it's actually here. It reeks of it.
Oh, 100%, man. 100%. Nobody just sits back and just indulges in this shit, man. It's always got to be something about the show itself, man. Just look at what you're watching, man, and just enjoy the story. It's great.
Honestly, appreciate this shit, man. So, I gotta ask, which
Mhm.
tribal court did you like better? Did
Mm,
this top the first one?
I don't think it did, man.
No, yeah.
There's just something special
Oh,
about that first one. But this one was really good, man. It had a lot of great moments.
oh.
Um, I thought it was really good, man. But there was just some. You just can't beat the vibe of that first one, man.
I know. I've been giving you guys little spoilers on the year-end awards. I've been giving you guys things that are high on the list for me. Tribal Court number 1. I mean, I got to look at it at the end of the year and
Mhm.
realize where my winners sit, but I'll tell you guys right now, that could be a close one. That could be a very close one because I'm with Sir K on this one. Dude, Tribal Court number 1 with Sammy crying and Roman snapping off, and that was like the moment we found out, Solo's not really as cool of a guy as Sammy thinks he is,
Mhm.
and he's just willing to just do whatever. He doesn't really care if Sammy's his friend or not. And then the moment with Jay, dude, incredible, incredible. Yes, that was one of the best weeks of WWE storytelling ever.
Oh, dude,
Because
I forgot.
later that week, we all know what culminated at the Royal Rumble. My
Man.
my favorite babyface turn of all time, if you could even call it that. Um, yeah, if you can, yeah, baby, yeah, I guess, baby,
Yeah, it was babyface, right? He was basically a heel with them.
yeah, he was
Just
just
acting
he,
fun.
he was just an over as fuck heel, pretty much is
Yeah,
what that was.
exactly. Oh yeah, definitely, man, definitely. But this one was really good. I mean, really fucking good. But I think that first one just still is that special, man.
Yeah,
It's like the War Games match. Like the first War Games match to
it's
this
like
day is my favorite one because it's
can't
just
be
the
same,
vibe of the
same. Killian
exact.
Dane swallowing the key.
Oh,
Ah, man,
fuck, man, that shit was so fucking good, man.
good times. Anyway, Tribal Court starts. Usos come out. Solo and Paul Heyman come out. Paul Heyman starts talking to the Usos, and they tell Heyman to shut up. Heyman says, "There's only one man in the WWE that can make me shut up, and that man is," and Solo covers his mic. He covers his mic. So throwing little hints out there. Is Solo the guy? Is
See if you
Solo the
know.
only guy that can make Heyman shut up?
I think so, man. At least I hope so.
Interesting, bro. Very, very interesting. So Solo grabs the mic, doesn't say a word. He throws the mic out of the ring, and Roman Reigns comes out, and he questions everybody. He says, "What is this?" He says, "What is this? This is tribal court." He says, "So let me get this straight. You're not the tribal chief, and you're not the tribal chief. So who called for tribal court?" He uh Jay then shows this video package.
Mm.
He shows this video package, Exhibit A, on why Roman Reigns is a prick, pretty much, and they show all the clips. They show all the clips of him being an asshole. Roman gets pissed, and he says and he tells them, uh, I that is not who I am. That's who I was forced to be.
Oh, dog, that
Very
shit's amazing.
very interesting. He says that's not who I am. That's who I was forced to be. He says he as he's telling the Usos that they're wrong for this. They tell him no, not this time. You're not going to manipulate us like you always do. And then Roman starts going off. He tells him, this isn't who I am. This is who I was forced to be. He says this is who I was forced to be. I have so much responsibility. I put the weight of this family's shoulders and all the pressure on my back. I have 5 kids in my household. Do you really think I wanted to take on yours too?
Hey,
Damn.
I didn't know he had 5 kids. I thought he just had like 2 of them.
He had I know he has a daughter, and then I know he has a couple other kids, and then as of a couple years ago he just had twins. So
Oh,
yeah, he's got the Uso Juniors.
fuck, dude. I had no fucking clue.
Yeah. Yeah. Right as COVID hit, that was one of the reasons why he didn't want to come to work, because he had 2 newborn
Yeah,
twins.
that is true. I do. Damn. Dude,
Yep.
that shit feels like forever ago.
It really does, bro. So so he says, "You know what? Is this what you want?" And he points at the Ulafala, the necklace. Um he he says, "Is this what you want?" He says, "Cuz I'm done. I don't want any of this anymore. I don't want any of this." So he takes the Ulafala off and he's looking at it, and he doesn't want to put it on Jay, but he puts it on him. He takes the championship off and he throws it. He drops down to his knees, and this motherfucker starts crying. This man has real tears in his eyes. And Jay, remember how they said Roman wasn't going to manipulate him? Jay, as he's wearing the tribal chief necklace, the Ulafala, he shows compassion. He shows compassion, and he lets Roman manipulate him again. He shows compassion, and as he sees Roman crying, because Roman's on his knees, Roman's on his knees crying. He's got his hands on his legs, and he's just looking up at the sky, just with tears in his eyes. And it was just a really beautiful moment. Just in storytelling, when Jay shows compassion, and that is where he went wrong, because Roman Reigns fucking low blows him. Jay falls down, the Ulafala falls off, and it's laying in the middle of the ring now. It's laying in the middle of the ring. Jimmy goes after Roman because he's like, "You fucking prick." And Solo starts attacking Jay. And Roman then gets up, and they all start fighting. Jimmy gets Roman in the corner. Solo throws Jimmy into another corner. And he hits Jimmy with spinning Solo. Jimmy rolls into the corner, and Solo Sikoa, there's this amazing moment where Solo Sikoa is standing in the middle of the ring, just looking directly down at the necklace. And he's just staring at it. And he picks it up. And he's just holding it in his hand. And Roman comes up to him. And he's asking for it. He's like, he's putting his hands out. He's like, "Give me the necklace." There was like a hot 20 seconds where Solo Sikoa he just stared at the necklace, did not look at Roman Reigns. He was ignoring that man to all living hell. He was just staring at the necklace, and Roman's just looking at him like, "Dude, what are you doing? Give me the necklace." And then the Usos jump back in and start attacking him. Solo never gave Roman the Ulafala, so, bro,
Dude, that was my favorite moment of that whole thing,
dude.
Him looking at him and like, dude, he's the fucking guy, dude. He's the fucking guy, man.
I'm
That dude is
bro.
goated. I love man Solo.
That man Solo Sikoa is fucking dope. So they get the Usos on the outside of the ring, and they tie up Jay on the ropes, and they beat the living fuck out of Jimmy. They hit him with the steel steps over and over and over and over and over, and they're hitting him with the steel steps, and then they hit him with Solo splashed him from the barricade to the announce table, and they left, and they stretchered Jimmy out of the arena. And that was Tribal Court, man. That was Tribal Court. And another amazing segment. and something that amazes me. Something that amazes me is people are taking Vince McMahon or Triple H or whoever put this show structurally together, whoever structured this show, they're blaming their faults on the Bloodline.
That's just annoying, man. Let the segment just be. Let's let the story be the story. And let the booking shit, let that fucking pressure be put on the bookers.
Exactly. Exactly. And in a segment that made absolutely no sense to me, only because I think you could have let it breathe until next Friday. Roman comes out again and he's like, I don't like how this went earlier. So Madison Square Garden and all of New York acknowledge me. The Uso music hits. Jay comes out, starts attacking Solo Sikoa, and Roman leaves as Solo is getting beat to fuck with a steel chair, almost if Roman remembered that he did not want to give him the Ulafala earlier.
Yeah.
So Jay's beating the hell out of this man as Heyman and Roman are just sitting there looking like, damn. Jay picks up the Universal Championship and he says, you and me, at SummerSlam. And then he mentions something like, you took Jay away from me. Now I'm going to take everything away from you. And he challenges him for the Universal Championship, or the Undisputed Championship at SummerSlam. Let's fucking go. This is going to be a movie again.
It really is, man. I'm so excited to see this, man. I love what they did on Saturday, man. Saturday. I didn't watch Saturdays. I love what they did on Friday, man. And I can't wait to see more of the story.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. It's going to be sick, man. It's going to be sick. Honestly, that could have waited till next week. I do not know why we had to do that at the end of the show. Roman's out there like all sweaty and shit, trying to like fucking cut his promo. I'm like, you're telling me this couldn't have waited till next week? I mean, dude, we have like a whole nother month, like a whole nother 3-4 weeks before SummerSlam. Like that could have absolutely had time to breathe. But that's not what they did, man. And that, I mean, it is what it is. But as for the rest of SmackDown, this show is on life support, and whoever's structuring these shows needs serious help because
it's a horrible structure, man. I don't know what they're doing.
Why are you doing these fake cash-ins? Why are you sending Cross out there to do his entrance during commercial? And then you give him 3 minutes of a match. I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's insane.
But other than that, the Bloodline story needs to be appreciated. And I'm telling you again, the word waste should never, ever be brought out of anybody's fucking mouth ever again when it comes to this story. Do not blame the Bloodline because people don't know how to structure their shows properly. Just how it is.
Exactly, dude. It's not their fault. Just enjoy the story they're telling and worry about the fucking bookers to the bookers.
Exactly. Or maybe, if you didn't want to take up so much time with an Edge match, maybe you do the Grayson Waller effect with Edge last week. Or you set Grayson Waller versus Edge up for next week. We had to do all that. Nobody mentions the time that took up, though. I mean, come on.
No, exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
Edge. People love Edge.
Nobody complained when Seth Rollins ran the gauntlet in 2018 when that took up 2 hours of Monday Night Raw because it was great. So appreciate this because this is far greater than any gauntlet match could be. Come on, bro.
Exactly.
Monday Night Raw. Dude, Dude. So I can't exactly remember what had happened last week with... Oh. Got it. Okay. I remember. Okay. So, last week, Finn Balor cost Damian Priest a cash-in. This week, Finn Balor goes out there, and it makes no sense because he ruined Damian's cash-in last week, but I like it because we're moving towards Finn Balor being the one that could be outcasted here.
I hope so. I hope so personally.
Oh my God, yeah. We went over that on Friday. Nobody, I'll say it again, this is the only time I'll say it, because I know you guys have heard me like a broken record. Nobody wants to see a babyface Damian Priest run. I'm sorry. It's the truth. The truth hurts. Get over yourself. Finn Balor comes out there, and judging off what happened last week, you would think Damian Priest would be the one that's like fucking heated as fuck. But Finn Balor comes out there and he's like, my opportunity was ruined at Money in the Bank. I don't feel like my issues with Seth have been put to bed, and I need and I need Damian Priest. Don't you think it would have made a little more sense if Damian Priest came out and said, Finn costed me last week, and then Finn came out and said everything he said here? It would have made a lot more sense. But Vince McMahonisms. Rhea Ripley comes out and she tells Finn not to air their business out here, and they need to go in the back and talk about this. Finn walked right past her and mean mugged the fuck out of her. And that was the first segment. After this, there was a segment backstage where they were telling Damian Priest, you need to talk to him. And Damian said, for you, Rhea, I'll talk to him. But I talked to him last week, and if he can't get over it, I don't know what to tell him. So that was that.
Like it, overall.
For sure. Then there was a segment a little later in the show, not too much later, maybe like 15, 20 minutes later, where Finn and Damian were backstage, and Damian said, look, I told you this already. It was not my intent to cost you the match. I wanted you to win, and I was not going to cash in on you. And Finn says, okay, but if we're going to be cool, I need first dibs on Seth because I do not feel like our scores have been settled. And Priest says, that's okay with me. Have at him. And then he just goes, and then he lifts up the briefcase and he just says, I've got it secured. And Rhea, Damian, and Dominic walked away, and Finn left Finn standing there, and Finn had this look on his face, and he says, what does that mean?
Exactly. Because either that means you got a title shot secured for his ass when you fuck me over, or you fuck me over directly and do it to me. So it's like, ain't no way, dude, there's no way they can make Finn look like the asshole here. There's no way. Finn has to be the babyface coming out of this.
Oh, it's gonna make no sense if they flip this shit on Damian Priest. So after, forgot to mention, here's number one for the night. I forgot to mention, in the opening promo with Rhea and Dom, after Finn walked away after mean mugging him, Seth came out there with buffalo wings, because they were in Buffalo, New York. And him and Dominic are having a match.
What?
Do you want to tell me what the main event of Raw last week was?
That boring shit.
The main event of Raw last week was Seth Rollins versus Dominic. That's the first thing. Next, we had Imperium versus Drew McIntyre and Matt Riddle. They took care of Imperium. Drew McIntyre hit him with a Claymore as Riddle had Barthel in a ankle lock. Here's number 2.
Okay.
Imperium get to the top of the stage. Gunther's looking pissed at Fabian Eichner, and he fucking walks away from him. And then what does Marcel Barthel do? He looks at Fabian Eichner, and he's mad, and he fucking walks away from him.
Dude, what have we been saying about Fabian Eichner and Vince McMahon? He's gonna sit in this group and get pissed.
Fabian Eichner is not supposed to be in this group because Vince wanted German guys in the group because he wants them to be Nazis. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Ah. That's horrible. That's really concerning.
However, the only thing that may make this a little better, as they showed Logan Paul walking through the hallway, they were all talking. Imperium. So, like, you know, they didn't completely, I guess, just, like, fucking leave his ass high and dry for the night. They, you know, did eventually talk to him. But Gunther and Marcel Barthel walked away from him on the stage. If they split this fucking group up again, dude, don't do it, bro.
It's gonna be the start to the end of this company, dog. Right as we're about to get a fucking... Can this shit all happen after Survivor Series?
Dude.
Please? Can this man take over again after Survivor Series?
I'm saying, bro. I'm saying. Fucking... I just... I don't know, man. I don't know. As soon as I seen that, I said, if this group breaks up, Vince is back. Vince is back, 100%. 100%. Triple H has no say, because you know Triple H isn't going to break up Imperium. You know he's not.
Exactly, that is all the Vince McMahon moving, and if that shit happens, dude, fuck, man, we might have to go all out at this point, man. God damn it.
God.
You fuckers. Just fucking one time, I'm down, and I'm genuinely excited that we might go to a WWE show. This fucker takes over again and starts doing horrid shit.
Dude, I thought we were...
God.
Man, I thought we were going to have to pry you to this show, man. I really did. But you wanted to go to a WWE show, and this fucker's going to ruin it.
This fucker is going to ruin it, dude. Right as I'm starting to be down to, you know, enjoy this company again, you know, in a fuller extent. Yeah. They fucking... Oh, god damn it. I hate this fucking guy. I hate him.
I fucking hate him.
Fucking A.
Alright. So remember Seth and Dominic?
Sadly.
Well, Dom comes out, and Seth comes out, and it ends up being a trap. They didn't plan on having this match anyway, and the Judgment Day all come out and start beating the shit out of Seth. There was also a segment later in the night where Rhea Ripley and Dominic interrupted Sammy and KO. KO started flipping out because somebody interrupted him. So he starts flipping out. You know, fucking Kevin Owens, good old Kevin Owens, good old anger issue Owens over here. So he starts flipping out. And this actually played into this segment because Sammy and KO came out to help Seth, which was set up the main event, which was a 6-man tag of the Champions team, Seth, Sammy, and KO, versus Judgment Day. So that was that. Yeah, I mean, you know, I get it. You know, you want to put popular characters in the main event, but these characters, like these main events of Raw, just don't do it for me. Like this Raw crew they drafted just kind of isn't it.
No, it's really not, to be honest. I think you would definitely switch some people over. Maybe like kept like Bobby and AJ on Raw and Raw and sent like 2 other people to SmackDown or something.
Yeah, it would have been great if you would have just drafted LA Knight to Raw after he won Money in the Bank, but, what do I know? Um, Also, I feel once Sammy and KO break up, not to jump the gun, but I think once they break up, it will be a lot
Mhm.
better for their main event scene. Because we're not talking about the possibility of it enough, but Sammy as World Heavyweight Champion, sign me the
Mm.
fuck up. And Kevin Owens.
Sammy, Kevin Owens, Babyface, Finn. That's NXT right there, man. That's some heat.
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
like the
sir.
sound of that, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no question. WWE airs ads for Indusher as if these guys haven't been off TV for the past 2 weeks. But before that, they were regulars on Raw for 3 weeks. Remember when I said I didn't see anything long term for this team? Well, boy, they were on Tony Khan time.
Yeah,
They were
and
not
just
playing.
no 3-week push. They're off TV, and now they're return. Now get ready for them like it's their fucking debut. What?
Dude,
Ugh,
golly.
dude, they long debuted.
Um, that's the other Vince McMahonism. All right, we got a bit of an NXT-ism.
Okay.
Ricochet, Zesty Rick.
Oh, dude, I saw that clip.
All right, man. So Zesty Rick is out here, and he's waiting for his face-to-face with the Maverick, Logan Paul. He calls out Logan Paul. He cuts this like babyface promo that's okay. It's all right. You
Yeah,
know, not.
it's a Ricochet promo.
He's talking about how he does everything for the fans, and he's talking about how uh, he was talking. Well, what the fuck was he saying? He was talking about how he performs the way he does, so everybody can go home and say that Ricochet was the highlight of their night. Yeah, buddy. Sorry, this isn't Takeover anymore. Um. Logan Paul comes out and he tells Ricochet, he says, you're a great athlete, but he just the promo. I mean, it wasn't really the greatest back and forth. He just kind of just
No,
talked shit to Ricochet, and he said, he just talked about how like Ricochet's like stuff was just like short term, and stuff like that. So I I don't even know.
this
But
is. I
so
mean, like,
yeah, so Ricochet does the Velveteen Dream spot and he jumps over the top rope, does a front flip, lands on his feet. Logan Paul takes his glasses off and he says, "See, that's cool for a TikTok." And yeah, and then he just started talking about how he was like a better athlete than Ricochet or something like that. And then they started fighting, and Ricochet hit him with a sliced bread, Brian Kendrick's finisher from the outside, and that was it. So that's the face to face. And this match, this build up is not going to be anything special. It's nice to see Ricochet actually getting a little bit of. Getting some kind of feud. I mean, granted it's with Logan Paul, but it is a feud. He's getting that, but I mean, um, this isn't going to be anything until we get to the match. The match is going to be fucking fire, but the build up isn't going to be anything special.
no, the whole point of this is just to get that match, man, and this build up. I mean, they're doing what they can, man, but it can only do so much, man. I mean, at the end of the day, it's Ricochet versus Logan Paul on the mic up until their match. It's not gonna be no bloodline stuff. I'm telling you that.
Mm-mm. No, 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 not at all. Yeah, not at all. So, Becky Lynch loses to Zoe Stark via Trish Stratus interference. So that was that. Yeah, that was that. Obviously, nothing special there. Definitely nothing special there. The Viking Raiders interrupt Chad Gable's graduation ceremony for Maxine, and they stole her Letterman jacket. So I'm assuming that's going to be the story we're going with here. You know what I thought about the other day? So if you want to break up Alpha Academy, how cool would it be if you put Chad Gable as a leader of the group with the Creed brothers?
I like that. I actually like that a lot, man. I'm down for it.
I thought about that the other day. I'm like, man, wouldn't it? Because you know how they were saying Chad Gable wanted to go into a singles role. Well, how perfect would it be? Yeah, how perfect would it be if the Creed brothers made a faction with him, and they were able to, and they were kind of, able to do like some kind of like team angle type stuff.
That'd be really cool, man. I would like that a lot. I'd actually like that a lot.
And I think Gable can help the Creed brothers out with like their charisma a lot, because I think that is one problem with them that you're obviously going to have to address is how entertaining they are, because they're great athletes, don't get me wrong, but like when American Alpha first came to the main roster, they didn't have any fucking charisma. WWE gave them no charisma. They were just two standout Olympian wrestler athletes. So
exactly.
Yeah, I mean you had an Olympian and you had an amateur wrestler, and they were just two good athletes. But Gable, obviously, as the years went on, they let him develop his charisma a lot more, and he's very charismatic. And I think some of that can rub off on those two, because I don't want to see them suffer the same fate American Alpha did, especially with Vince McMahon coming back and being a little more involved. He's going to look at these guys and say, yeah, we like Julius and we could maybe do something with him, and Brutus will be funny. Brutus will end up like Otis, just one of those guys. He's got a funny name, he's kind of a little chunky guy, so we'll just use him as our laughing stock. And
exactly.
That's all I see for those guys under Vince McMahon. Obviously, if Triple H was running the show, I think it would go a lot differently. But I think one thing you're going to have to do, because we've seen it with American Alpha, is these guys are going to have to develop a little bit more charisma that makes them stand out. And when I say charisma, I don't mean WWE charisma where you have to act like a complete jackass like they make Chad Gable act like. But maybe, just something a little nicer, man. Something a little nicer where people can actually take them seriously, but they can still come off as charismatic.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I think they can need that. I really like that trio, man. Or just that faction. I think it could really work.
Yeah, man. For sure. For sure. Fucking Coach Gable could take them to charisma class since he's a coach now. So
charisma class.
So so that was that. Shayna Baszler took on Emma. She took on Emma. She won. Ronda Rousey came out, put her in a armbar, but Shayna escaped the ring, and that was it.
Oh, fucking God.
Cody Rhodes.
This guy.
This guy indeed. He comes out there and he says, on every road there's mountains. And there's one mountain for me right now, and his name is Brock Lesnar. And I need to get over that mountain. He talks about how everybody has mountains in their life. He says everybody has a Brock Lesnar in their life. Whether it's your boss, whether it's, and then he just started naming a bunch of scenarios, whether it's a wrong turn on the way to work. I think he said that. I shit you not, he said that. He says everybody has a Brock Lesnar in their life, something they can't, something that is stunting them from getting where they want to be. And he said, so he said that, and he says, so I challenge you to a rubber match, the third match at SummerSlam, and I want you to be here next week and shake my hand and accept. Yeah, can anybody say WWEified?
This fucking guy, dude. What a super dork, man. God, this makes me hate babyface Cody more than AEW babyface Cody, man. What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, man. All right. So, the unsanctioned or the no DQ match or no holds barred, whatever it was, between Tommaso Ciampa and The Miz. This is the one thing there could be an excuse for.
Okay.
Tommaso Ciampa hit The Miz with the white noise, the air raid crash, through a table. He had him beat. It was a decent match. And Bronson Reed comes out and starts attacking Tommaso Ciampa. Vince McMahonism number one in this whole situation. Bronson Reed being the hired hitman for The Miz again, when Bronson Reed was just in a feud with Nakamura and Ricochet that I guess we just forgot about, I guess.
I guess so. I mean, no one would care about it in the first place, but way to just drop that for no reason.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, way to get people not to care about him more. Just drop his fucking storylines.
It'd have to be just a hired gun again, just a hired guy for money. Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, so Bronson Reed attacks Tommaso Ciampa. He hits him with two jumping elbows on the outside. Looks devastating. He threw him in the ring, hit him with a tsunami. The Miz pinned him, and he beat him. Why the fuck is Tommaso Ciampa losing? And why the fuck is The Miz pinning him? Now, granted, this is to know Miz didn't beat him clean, so it makes it a little better, but like,
still,
why are you putting this pairing back together?
Like, dude, it sucked in the first place, and now you're putting it back together? Dude, nobody works good with The Miz.
No.
Nobody. Ever.
The only reason.
Fucking just put that dude in the corner of your fucking show and
Oh, you cut out. I think you're back. What were you saying?
I forgot what I said, man. Yeah, you should not be pairing anybody with The Miz, man. Put him in a corner and leave him there because he doesn't work well with anybody on TV.
No. Yeah, and with Bronson Reed, that is absolutely one of the worst things you can possibly do. And then they mention on commentary how he was the hired gun before.
I hate that dude.
I hate that fucking shit, man. He did it for money. Are you fucking serious? Who am I? Who's he? The $1 Million Man? Like,
I don't give a fuck about money, bro. Like, dude, characters who are just all about money or do that, they suck, dude. Look at the Butcher and the Blade. They are garbage because all they care about is money. Am I seeing this money? No, I don't give a fuck.
Dude. So, the only other reason I'm going to, I'm gonna tap the brake. I'm not gonna jam on the brakes, but I'm gonna tap the brake for now. is because we got news today that apparently Johnny Gargano it has been cleared from whatever injury he's going through. So if we don't see some sort of DIY soon, then I'm going to be fucking annoyed. Because Tommaso Ciampa just took this loss for no reason. And if we don't see Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa soon, somebody's royally fucking up. Royally. But I'm gonna tap the brake for now, only because that news came out today. And this better tie in to Tommaso Ciampa being down bad and needing help. And obviously, Johnny Gargano's going to be the guy to come and save him. But, dude.
Look, dude, if it's not, man, then what a fucking waste of everybody's time, man. Because holy shit. My god, man. The fucking Miz. It better lead to that, man. It better.
Absolutely. Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville beat Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. Why are they burying, like, the only good tag team they have on their roster? The only legit women's tag team you have? Why do you just keep feeding them L's, can I ask? Is that okay to ask? Like,
exactly.
Okay. And in the main event, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Seth freaking Rollins take on the Judgment Day. And our final Vince McMahonism for the night.
Oh, God.
It was due to Rhea Ripley grabbing his foot before he went for the haluva kick. Rhea grabbed his foot. Damian Priest hit him with the South of Heaven, which immediately went into the coup de grace. And Sami Zayn, champion Sami Zayn, was pinned. Why do I see Seth versus Finn at SummerSlam and Damian and Dominic versus Sammy and KO for the tag titles?
Oh, dude, I could totally see that, man.
Why can't I see that on the horizon?
I could see that, dude. That's gonna be annoying. I'm not a fan of that. But yeah, I'm not a fan of Sammy getting pinned either. I think
I don't like that either.
Should not be happening at all. No, not to those guys, man.
I mean, if Sammy were to get pinned, I would have liked if they were to, like, cheat the fuck out of him, not just like a foot grab, like hit him in the fucking face with a title or something.
Exactly, hit him in the back of the head with something, not just fucking.
And Rhea had her title, or have Rhea hit him with the briefcase.
That'd be perfect, man. Something.
Sammy gets pinned, and Damian Priest and Finn Balor hug after the match. I think it's gonna get a little worse between them. I don't think that's them getting better. But
no.
Yeah. So that was the Raw, full of Vince McMahonisms. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's awful, man. That is not good to see, man, and I hope it doesn't continue, man. I really hope not, dude. And if it's gonna happen, please, after Survivor Series, for the love of God.
Yes. I don't know, man. I don't know. Not a pleasant show to watch at all. Just constantly. And obviously I'm picking up on this stuff, every time it happens because we're going through the motions of the night, and I'm just picking it up every fucking time. I'm like, oh, there's another one, and I'm just writing them down on my list. I'm like, what in the fuck is this? Yeah, not the best watch. Mm-hmm.
Oh God, what's really concerning is it's not just a 1 week thing. It's been a consistent thing for a little bit now. And that's because. Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, like we said, it would get more and more and more and more.
Exactly, he just builds up until he's everything again. And I hope that process hasn't started, man, because it kind of looks like that in a way, man. But we'll see how it goes with time, man. But at least for a while, Ryan looking too hot, man. This company, hopefully, isn't going to be looking, or hopefully is going to be looking hot, but with Vince McMahon, it might turn out to be the opposite, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. So, yeah, dude, that was everything for the week of wrestling, though. That was everything for the week of wrestling, man. So, we hope you guys did enjoy the show. We had a lot to talk about, man. And, yeah, dude, with that, you got anything else you got to mention?
Not really, man. Not really. It's kind of, the week's kind of went and passed, man.
Yeah, pretty dull week. Pretty dull week, as we said, bro. Other than the Vince McMahon-isms tonight, and obviously the Bloodline stuff. But with that, that is gonna do it for this edition of Notorious Unscripted, ladies and gentlemen. This has been episode 151 of Unscripted, man. And with that, that is gonna do it for this edition of the Notorious Heels podcast. And that is everything we got here today for you guys, man. So with that, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so very much for being here. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. It means the world to us, man. And with that, it has been a pleasure. Always a pleasure for my Johnny Mayhem.
And Sir K.
And that is going to do it for this edition of the Notorious Heels Podcast, episode 151 of Notorious Unscripted. Ladies and gentlemen, please like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you guys on Friday with the news.
Peace.
I used to get deals on the bitch. Now I throw shields on the dick to stop me from that HIV shit. And niggas know they soft like a Twinkie fillin', playing the villain, prepare for this rap killing. Biggie Smalls is the illest. Your style is played out like Arnold, and that's what you talking about, Willis. The thrill is gone, the black Frank White is here to excite, throw dick to dice. Bitches are like I'm brainless, guns are like I'm stainless steel. I want the fucking fortune like the wheel. I squeeze cats till my clips is empty, don't tempt me. You don't want the fuck
Here I am, I'll be damned if this ain't some shit. Time to spread the bud lyrics over harmony grip. It's the Mood Killer Death Trap. Yes, I'm a jet black ninja. Coming where you rest at, surrender. Step inside the ring, use the number one contender. Looking cold booty like your pussy in December. Nigga, stop bitching, button up your lippin'. From